The Maiden Abyss movie, Dawn of the Deep Soul, is an amazing movie and a spectacular sequel to an already existing series. The movie picks up directly where the series ended and, of course, is also extremely dark, one of the darkest arcs in the series as a whole, and in this movie they explore more of Nanachi's past, but first we have the setup of the movie, and in the first 10 minutes of the film, they're in a field of flowers that we have seen in Reg's memories a number of times, and they meet a man who works for the main antagonist of this movie, and we see him burn the entire field down and kill any potential cave raiders that could still be alive in order to rid the place of disgusting insects that have killed so many cave raiders and should not be in this field. And of course, this movie is amazing in a lot of ways. Besides just the story elements, the introduction of Bondrewd in the story is an amazing scene that starts off when Rico and the others make it to a place where they can get to the 6th layer, and they meet Prushka, and everything is all happy and upbeat because Prushka's presence kind of just does that. But as soon as Prushka calls out to her father, then the scene gets dark fast. All of the faces of the main characters turn dark, and the scene slows down, slowly revealing Bondrewd and his researchers, and damn is the scene powerful. I mean, like, goddamn, the instant shift in especially Nanachi's character is crazy to see, because we see her being happy-go-lucky and having fun with her new friends, and she even thought she was ready for the encounter, but when it actually happened, she froze up, not knowing what to say, too scared to say anything, and to me, that just instantly helps to set up the insane psychopathic nature of Bondrewd, and I love it. Plus, this scene also gets you to start asking questions like, who is Prushka, and what else happened in Nanachi's past for her to freeze up like this? And all of those answers do get answered later on in the film, but damn, does this one scene almost set up the entire movie, and even a bit about the white whistles that get set up for later in the movie, as well as when Bondrewd tells them that they can't activate the tower without a white whistle, and using Rico's mothers won't work either because they have a different life energy. And also during this scene, the tone of everything immediately shifts with Bondrewd's appearance, and my god, you gotta love it. The scene with Reg getting experimented on and the scenes that follow are insane. So first, we see how fucked up of a man Bondrewd and his researchers are, and then we get to see that there's another creature just like Nanachi, except she can't speak, and she and Prushka help Rico climb the stairs to get to the lab to help Reg by showing Rico the way to climb the stairs without getting afflicted by the curse. And then after they save Reg, they run away, but that is only a way for them to come back and start a fight against the psychopath known as Bondrewd, which they do, and they get Bondrewd and his researchers trapped in a cave full of creatures that eat them all alive, basically, except Bondrewd himself, who was able to fight and destroy all the creatures and walks out of the cave like nothing happened. And this scene, although brutal, we feel no remorse for the researchers because they brought it upon themselves, and this scene is powerful in the character development for Nanachi as well as Rico, and you gotta love it. The revival of Bondrewd is an amazing scene for a lot of reasons, the main one being that it just comes as a huge surprise to see a guy we clearly saw die just come back as if nothing happened as soon as the researcher dude put on Bondrewd's helmet. And this scene also serves as more character development for Nanachi when Bondrewd starts to talk about how she is afflicted by the blessing of the abyss and not the curse, and how it was of love that she was able to take on this form. She has to survive, and honestly, this scene is so damn powerful because Nanachi is just screaming at Bondrewd saying stuff like, what do you know about love? And this scene just breaks both you and Nanachi because the emotion surrounding this scene is that of sadness, despair, and hopelessness. Everything coming from this scene just points to the fact that this is the end of their adventure. They can't go any further than this, but that is what makes this scene so powerful in the first place, and I love it. Learning about the things called cartridges from Nanachi is an extremely emotional scene, and well, an extremely messed up scene. So, Rico and Nanachi come across the place where Bondrewd makes these cartridges, and Nanachi just remembers all of the horrible shit that Bondrewd made her do, and just how messed up this waste of existence of a man truly is. Everything he did to those children is so fucked up that it is extremely difficult to even imagine all of the stuff that Nanachi describes they did to those kids, and the setup for what happened to Prushka in this scene is just insane because everything that Nanachi talked about that they did to those kids happened to Prushka as well, and that just goes to show just how much of a piece of shit that Bondrewd truly is. Prushka loved him like she was her father, and he just up and does that shit to her. And then he has the audacity to say that he loved her, which to me is just so fucking messed up and insane, and it really makes you hate Bondrewd with every fiber of your being. Prushka is one of the most tragic characters in Main Abyss, hell, maybe even in all of anime. She was born and raised deep in the abyss, and she grew to love her psychopathic father deeply, and although she was alone most of her life, she even ended up having some friends in the end. Now, what I have just described may not seem like it's that bad, but I haven't gotten there yet. When Prushka was discovered by Bondrewd, she had no ability to speak, and she was completely afflicted by the curse, and eventually she ended up getting better over time, but by the time the movie takes place, at about halfway through it, she gets turned into a cartridge that will help Bondrewd fight off the curse. And if you want to know the details of what happens when being turned into one of those things, just watch the film because it's so fucked up that I don't feel comfortable saying it. but I will just let you know that it's not good and an absolute terrible way to go. One of the worst actually, but eventually she decides to turn herself into a white whistle to entrust herself to Rico. This happened from an earlier setup when Prushka said that she wants to go on adventures with Rico, and now she can. Prushka truly is one of the most tragic characters. Everything that happened throughout her life, even at the end, is just so extremely messed up, but it does make you feel sad for her. The animation in this movie is next level. The series itself already looked godly, but when the series has a massive budget, the stuff they can do with it is insane. The animation is so smooth in every scene. The fight scenes in this movie also look godly. Everything about the animation in this movie is amazing. The smoothness of it, to the fact that the CG models in the background aren't even noticeable at just a glance. Honestly, this movie takes what the series did and takes it up about 3 or 4 notches, and just makes everything look and feel that much better. Like seriously, this movie looks godly, and not just the animation. The art in this movie is so damn amazing. Like, God, all the backgrounds, panning shots, and this film looking amazing, and even the new characters we see in the movie like Prushka look amazing. Overall, this film is just a step above everything that the series did, and you gotta love it. The music in this film is also godly, but then again, it is made in Abyss. But seriously, Kevin Penkin went all out on all the new pieces of music for this film, and everything sounds amazing, and keeps the same feel that the series had, but with a few more darker tracks in there to spice things up, and to let us know that this isn't a movie for kids to be watching. This is some serious shit going on in this film, and the way the music portrays that is amazing. This film as a whole did everything right by improving upon the already existing series in just about every way, and goddamn is the music no exception to that. It seriously is amazing to listen to, especially when watching the movie. The music just flows into the background perfectly, and you gotta love it. The Made in Abyss movie is an absolute masterpiece of a film, and an amazing sequel to an already amazing series. The story in this movie is so dark, and it makes you feel hopeless about what's going to happen to Rico and the others. How are they going to get through this? But what I love the most about this film is the fact that everything from the music to the art and animation looks and feels a whole lot better than it did in the series. Now, of course, you would hope so, since the budget is a lot higher, but still. This movie is an absolute masterpiece, and I would highly recommend this film to anyone who hasn't watched it because seriously, this film is godly.